Hello, everyone, and welcome to another horrific review and film number 8 in the marathon. We're cracking on. We're getting there one at a time. God, I'm starting to feel it a bit now. I'll not lie to you. 8 movies in, 8 reviews in, and yeah, the old papers are starting to go, but I'm still going to crack on. Right. Trying to think how this one ended up on my list, and I just realized the basketball scene. The basketball scene in this movie has been shared as a meme throughout horror groups, channels, you name it. And I was all like, what's that movie? And yeah, when I looked it up and then realized it was by Wes Craven, I put it on the list. It's been on the list for ages, so it's time to check it out. This is a strange one. I enjoyed it. It's 80s cheesy goodness. It's like Wes Craven's trying to do something different than what he normally does. Like there's a few elements of like Wes Craven stuff in it, but this could have easily been directed by like Peter Jackson or what's his face that did the House series. You know, it's one of those sort of movies, and it's got all the 80s prosthetics of all the cheesy B movie stuff. You know, it's got all that kind of thing going on about it. So it's an interesting choice. And it's kind of there's no meta stuff or anything. No, I mean this is pure. This could be any 80s movie, if it makes sense, from around about that period. So basically, we've got Paul and his mother moves into new house, new neighborhood. He's got like a scholarship or something to a college. Essentially, he's a super smart kid who's been, like super genius. And he's got a robot called BB that he's designed himself. And this is the 80s attempt at, understanding AI, etc. An interesting one because we start off with we see this truck and this guy trying to break into it to steal a handbag. Next thing you know, he's grabbed by the throat, by a mechanical arm. And then we see this robot called BB is in the back of it's like a mini camper van, and he's in the back. And this guy Paul has he's designed it and stuff. That's the whole idea. Is super genius. It's got that sort of the music that goes along with this is strange. It doesn't fit in. It's sort of cutesy, like Short Circuit. Think of them made a horror movie with Short Circuit and they're playing the Short Circuit music. That's what this is. So it's a bit of a strange one. You're listening to the music playing and stuff, and you're kind of like, huh? Or lighter tone than Chopping Mall. It's that sort of thing. It takes a minute to get there. It all focuses on Paul introducing himself to the neighborhood, and then Tom is the local paper boy, and they make friends, sort of go around. But the first, more than like a third of the movie, I was going to say a quarter, but it's more like a third of the movie spent going around the neighborhood and basically identifying the victims, if that makes sense. So we meet Sam. She's the girl next door. And within 10 seconds, we realize that her father's kicking the shit out of her. She's got an abusive father, so that's sort of he's targeted. All of a sudden, this biker gang. When I say biker gang, I mean dipshits on what do you call them? Scramblers, going about the place trying to be hard men, and it's like, okay, here's another target. Then we meet Elvira, the kooky neighbor across the street that has locks. And here's the thing: she's got a padlock on her front gate, but the padlock's on the outside. That's the thing you can't. No, I mean the kids can't scale it, or they're making it look like they can't scale it. And somehow she's got the padlock on the outside, but that's so that for a bit later on in the movie. So it's all this weird stuff, but all it's doing at the first third is going around identifying stuff. And you know what? I don't mind because it's an 80s horror movie. It's one of them ones that It's not trying to be anything. It's just setting up the premise. BB's this cutesy wootsy looking robot, and you would think if you hadn't read the synopsis for the movie, you would think it's BB that's going to go to, you think you're going to get Chopping Mall, but it's actually Chopping Mall crossed with Weird Sense and Frankenhooker sort of thing. It's one of those sort of things. So anyway, this goes on for a bit, and of course you have this set up. Paul has a thing for Sam. Sam sort of has a thing for Wall. She calls around, but her father goes ape shit, and then eventually the incident happens where basically father beats her, knocks her down the stairs, and she ends up in hospital on a life support machine. Now, the reason Paul's got a scholarship is because of his development of AI technology, but also he's studying neuroscience. You can kind of see where this is going. So he's mapped out he's basically programmed his robot on the human brain. Now, obviously, before this happens, Elvira shoots BB because, like I said, the padlock thing, BB breaks in, they go to do trick or treat trick on Halloween, and yeah, she blows BB to bits. Which you would think, considering he's a prototype, it'd be better guarding, he wouldn't just be running about the place. But I suppose the plot needs to happen. I think you just have to, once again, just switch your brain off for this one and don't think too hard, because it's all setting up for the bit that basically Sam's in hospital and her dad gets the life support machine switched off earlier with her plotting and scheming. And effectively, Paul takes the microchip from BB after he's been destroyed and whacks it into Sam's head. I think what happens then is because the life support machine was switched off, the whole point of the microchip was to basically reconnect the parts of Sam's brain that have been damaged in the fall, that effectively killed her. But because she got switched off early, Sam's not there anymore. So effectively what happens is BB gets a body, and then the way they do it afterwards is so hammy. You think about it, this is a kid, he effectively nicks a body out of a hospital and tries to reanimate it. And then the rampage starts. Sam goes in revenge, or BB goes in revenge, but it's also Sam because the two sort of flick between each other. So it's Sam's memories and BB's brain and BB's memories, and essentially they go around taking revenge. Meanwhile, excuse me, apologies for that. Paul's trying to hide her. Tom gets cold feet. He wants to go and tell the police, and then everything just escalates, and it just gets really silly and hammy and cheesy. There's an end scene in this where basically Sam gets shot. The police do what police do in America: shoot things, and overreact, and appear in numbers where there's no need for numbers. They're kind of like that over there. But yeah, she gets shot, ends up in the morgue. Paul sneaks in to basically steal her again, and she sheds her skin, and it's like a hybrid baby underneath, which makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, because it's only a microchip. But hey ho, it's one of them movies. Probably no Wes Craven. He probably wanted to make about 20 sequels out of this, because that's the way he operates. He has one idea, and then he absolutely kicks the arse out of it until he gets his next idea. Or he did, while he was kicking about. So he probably wanted to make about 50 sequels of this thing. I don't know, it's alright as a standalone movie. It's not Wes Craven. You can't really distinguish this from any other 80s horror movie, like creature feature, sci-fi horror, Reanimator. It's all that kind of stuff, and it's all happening in that period. So yeah, that's another one I think got lost. It's one of them, if you weren't looking for it, you would have missed it, because when was this? 86. Uh, 86, yes. The worst year to have made a horror movie, because look up between 1984 and 1987 horror movies, and look how many horror movies come out there. Look how many high grossing horror movies come out, and look at how many memorable ones. And if you make anything less than excellent, it's just going to disappear. Just in that time period. You can mine those 3-4 years of film and stay in the horror genre, and never there'd be more material you could watch in a lifetime, and good fun material. That's where, remember, Steve and I found Night of the Creeps, and that's one that just went under the radar because not many movies came out during that time. So here's another one that kind of disappeared and leave there, and it's got a bit of a cult following, kind of pops up now and again. But yeah, worth a watch, bit of fun, popcorn, get some popcorn out, or be sleep deprived and watching 8 movies in a row. You can do that too, because that's fun. But there you go. There was that. Enjoyed it. But just lighthearted. Wasn't expecting much. And there you go. So next up is Don't Say Its Name. So I'll get that fired up, and then I will see you shortly. So until then, keep up the channel, do the type of clicky things, and remember to keep it creepy, keep it horrific.